path to greatness is long. There are no shortcuts. Nothing is easy. There is only your own determination and drive to become great. LeBron, path to greatness.
Welcome to LeBron, path to greatness. No one can predict what the future has in store, but that never stopped 2K from trying. So get ready. This should be a lot of fun.
LeBron James is at it again with the Heat, ready to bring another title to Miami, along with his counterparts, Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, and his coach, Eric Spoelstra. It's not going to be easy, though, as the entire league will be looking to knock them off their perch, including a resurgent Kobe Bryant and an old face no one expected to see back on the big stage again. While much of the talk this season is focused on the possibility that it's LeBron's final campaign in Miami, he's been intent on letting his play do the talking. This rematch of the 2013 NBA Finals is the perfect stage to let the world know they need to end the speculation and start figuring out how to stop the Heat.
This season has a lot of questions. You know all the speculations. The one answer I have is that we're going to come strong tonight. A finals rematch. You don't even have to say it. Big game.
Welcome to Miami, Florida for one of the top games of the season. A finals rematch, East against West. And we're happy to bring it to you live. Hi, everyone. With Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan.
And could this be the final go-round for the Big Three in Miami? That's been the question.
That's right. All three, Bosh, Wade, and LeBron, can opt out of their contracts at the end of the season.
And we'll see how well they're able to focus on the task at hand. The media certainly following the story closely. Sometimes that can become a distraction.
A look at the San Antonio Spurs opening lineup. Leonard and Duncan are the pair at forward. Parker and Danny Green are your 1 and your 2. And it's Splitter in at the center position. And for the Heat, Haslam and Bosh up front. On the wings, it's D. Wade and LeBron James. And it's Chalmers in at the point guard position.
Well, for LeBron James, fans wonder, will this be his last season in Miami? He has the right to opt out of his contract after this year. A lot of people think he will and possibly move on.
Wade and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. Well, Clark, going back to LeBron and his contract situation, it would have to be tough to leave a winning situation like he has in Miami.
No question about it, Kevin. Wherever LeBron ends up, he'll make that team competitive. We both believe that. So there will be a number of interested teams that he could transform into powerhouses just by signing his name on the dotted line.
Now here's Parker. Dishes to Green. Into Tim Duncan. And it's blocked by Bosh. Wade drives in. That's good.
Boy, he's so hard to stop, guys, because he poses a ton of matchup problems for the defense.
San Antonio with the ball. 4-point game. This game against Miami here, their first look at the Heat.
Well, today we're going to see if there are any kind of hard feelings, I guess we should say, left over from their crushing defeat to this team in last year's finals.
And Duncan gets it to go in. Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. And Chalmers kicks to Wade. LeBron against Leonard. And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession. He was talking about earlier, Clark, about last year's finals. It's got to be fresh in the memory now. That we know.
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to have a positive effect, Clark, or a negative one on him here?
You know, Kevin, I really believe it'll have a positive effect. They've been waiting for this game for a while. I'm sure they're excited and anxious about this opportunity. They're going to be highly motivated to win. Nothing like losing to a team that amps you up when you get a chance to beat them the next time.
You better believe it. Now here's Parker. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Hawks in Atlanta. 6 on the shot clock.
Well, he's someone who can just demolish you on the glass, and that's really his goal when he goes into the game. He is looking to dominate the paint.
You know, one other thing you have to appreciate when it comes to him is his skill on the low block. Terrific footwork, nice up and under fakes, and he's got a tremendously soft touch.
You know, at their core, the Heat are really a small ball team. Chris Bosh playing a lot of center, LeBron James at the 4, maybe even Battier playing that position. A lot of people felt you couldn't win that way, but with LeBron, you can win a lot of different ways. And I don't think this style would work with anybody, but as long as you have the best player on the planet, there's a lot of different things you can do on the court and be successful.
Here's Duncan, and the go-ahead bucket, no good.
The shots aren't dropping yet. They've missed 4 of their first 5 shots.
And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line. And for LeBron, playing at the 4, it may not be Clark his natural position, but it's hardly small ball, is it?
How could you call somebody that's 6'8" and a little north of 250 pounds playing small ball? I mean, it just doesn't fit. He's not going to be at a strength disadvantage at that position, that's for sure. But when you talk mismatches, he's the one giving the other team problems, not the other way around.
LeBron with it. Now Green defending. Hits the bucket.
That's his forte. Finding that angle and then aggressively attacking the rim.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. And Parker gets it to go. The assist from Duncan.
Yeah, off to a rough start. Just doesn't seem to have the rhythm with his shot.
Pass it to Haslem. Wade outside. Wade gets a screen from Haslem. Chalmers covered by Parker. And LeBron James with the 3. LeBron's got his second bucket tonight.
You know, the defense didn't exactly try to fight around that screen, and that's why it turned into the easy basket.
He feeds it to Green. Tries to keep it alive.
It's got to be tough to come in here as the road team. You lost in the finals. That's weighing on you. Really an imposing environment mentally, even before you talk about the crowd. Boy, where was the box out? Too easy on that second chance opportunity.
Yeah, no box out is what happened there. Those kind of mistakes on the glass will kill a team.
And Chris Bosh with the slam.
He didn't have to get off the ground very far for that one. The big man with the slam.
Well, he makes up for any lack of athleticism with that tremendous size, Clark.
Yeah, he's not exactly a smooth operator, but what he is powerful. When he gets positioned in the lane, he can go up and get it done.
Here's Wade. Rebounded by the Spurs. And coming back to the importance of this game mentally, just another regular season game, right? But it's not quite.
Not at all, Kevin. This is a statement game, both as far as setting the tone for the season and also running it back, as they say, from the final buzzer of last season. You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
Love it. Old school. Physical play. They dominate.
Well, defense is a big part of these players' games. As the top shot blockers among small forwards this season. LeBron James second.
And that's a group of perhaps the most well-rounded defenders in the league. Solid on the perimeter with the ability to block shots on the inside.
And that's the ideal makeup of a wing defender. The perimeter defense is really a requirement. I mean, you got to be able to do that, but you can also block shots like these guys can. You become even more valuable.
Here's Diaw. Chris Anderson pulls it in.
Well, one of his issues is he's a player that just does not excel at fighting through contact on his way to the rim. Well, both of these teams are able to get out in transition and score the ball, but the Heat probably at the top of the list. I mean, they are lethal with those quick-hitting plays.
And Diaw kicks to Ginobili. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Bellinelli dishes to Ginobili. There's the pass to Bellinelli. Moves back up, and the layup is up and in. Bonner's got his first points in this one.
Giving them an opportunity at second chance points with some hard work on the glass there.
Here's Cole. That three off the mark. Look at Miami. They want to turn it around after the loss to the Los Angeles Lakers.
In a loss like that, guys, you've just got to flush it down the toilet and put it behind you.
Yeah, you do, Steve, but it's much easier said than done. I mean, it's hard not to dwell on the type of poor performance it was for them.
No good from LeBron.
The defense needs to play tight on him, and that's exactly what they did to force that miss. Well done.
And Ginobili, here we go. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Heat out front, up by 6. Back after this from the American.
Wednesday, January 29th. Derek Rose.
Welcome back. The second quarter just getting set. To begin as our 2013 finals foes renew acquaintances.
These are the games you look forward to, Kevin. We're in the place to be right now.
Absolutely. The environment here is electric. Great anticipation.
Yeah, the best of the best. Both championship teams. This is NBA basketball at its highest level.
Ray Allen and LeBron fill out the wings. Chris Anderson out there with Shane Battier, and it's Cole in at the 1 spot. So that's who Miami starts the second with. The shot by Bellinelli, no good.
Here we are 3 seasons after the Big Three assembled in Miami. And, they took a lot of criticism for an ostentatious introduction at the press conference. A lot of people really openly rooted for them to fail. But they've become the dominant team in the league, and I think the fans are actually starting to respect Miami for what they've been able to accomplish.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, so much speculation around the future of the Miami Heat. The Big Three, all with player opt-outs at the end of the season. I asked them to comment on their plans after this year, but as you might imagine, they want to keep the emphasis on the here and now.
It's a long season for sure, Doris.
Yeah, and they're focused on another title. Discussions of free agency and so on. It's our job to ask, but a distraction they refuse to delve into. Understandably so.
Well, going back, it seemed there was resentment about Bosh, LeBron, and Wade deciding to join forces as opposed to a GM pulling the strings. Clark, do you think that's fair if you go back and take a look at that whole scenario?
Not entirely, Kevin. I think people were used to players kind of toiling away, playing the cards they're dealt, so to speak, not really orchestrating where they were going to play and who with. Some felt they were stacking the deck in their favor. But you got to give the Miami front office a ton of credit there, too. I mean, they freed up the cap space, got the cooperation from the players. They created that opportunity, so it was a coincidence, and it's worked out quite well.
Chris Bosh has checked in for Miami.
Good. Great execution from the Spurs there. They do such a great job of working the ball around for high percentage looks.
Oh,
Look out. Wow. And a statement dunk right there from LeBron, aggressively throwing it down. Of course, with the history between these two teams, you had the feeling it would get intense.
And Steve, each of these teams has been looking forward to taking this first game of the season series. It means a lot to both of them.
Well, for the Miami Heat now, consecutive titles under their belts this season, going for the three-peat. I'll tell you what, this is so difficult emotionally and physically, trying to win a title for the 3rd consecutive year. This will be the biggest challenge of their NBA careers. I guarantee you that. I'm not sure they're going to be able to pull out another one, given how difficult the first two have been. And let's take a look now at some of Chris Bosh's numbers. Over the last month, he's been one of the standouts statistically in the league. 10th in blocks. And, of course, he's in the top 15 in rebounding, so a very strong presence in the paint.
You know, Steve, he's doing what very few players in the league are really capable of, and that's impacting games through his low-post defensive presence. And he's one of the best shot blockers in the game in terms of his ranking. So, what throw down there, man! And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now.
Clark, there is a swagger out here on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
That's right.
Those are phenomenal dunks to watch. So much fun. Yeah, close, but I didn't think he got on balance quickly enough.
And it's hard to draw charges as quick as players are at this level. That's not an easy bit of work there.
Splitters checked in for Matt Bonner.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on the dunk.
And guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
Ginobili off a pick from Diaw. Ginobili the pass to Diaw. 13 feet away. That one wide left.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get too many better looks from that range.
Here's LeBron. And it's good. Through contact, it's the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Tell you what, LeBron can absolutely soar in for the finish. I remember last year, the alley-oop in the conference finals against Indiana just almost put his head on the rim.
Air freight is a nickname we could dub LeBron James. I mean, he's an unstoppable force and an immovable object. Defensively, the strength, length, mobility. He can wall you up and lock you down and put you away.
And yes, sir, that one drops. And that's now 6 points for Tony Parker.
And, you know, guys, going back to the speculation over LeBron's future, a great situation in Miami, but, of course, he's shown himself willing to move on to give himself the best chance at winning, so you can never say never.
Battier cannot hit. Spurs trail by 13. And Ginobili, here we go. Parker against Battier. Duncan with the bucket. The guys going back to LeBron in his future used to be much less common for stars, Steve, to change teams.
Well, of course, the free agency rules loosened up from the early days of the league, and I think players now feel much more comfortable just kind of authoring their own destiny and not feeling 100% loyal to the team that drafted them.
Kicks to Parker. Parker, right side. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two. The Spurs shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game.
Well, the season numbers for this club really low. I mean, this is something that the team has been focusing on. They've got to improve.
Tell you what, it's been a different story for them at the line this season. When you measure those numbers against last season's, I mean, they've taken a big-time dip, guys.
And Bosch backs down. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two.
Well, probably the right play defensively. If you can't get the block, send them to the free throw line. Don't give them an easy two.
No easy buckets inside. Force free throws and work to keep them out of the lane next time around.
LeBron, he's checked in for Ray Allen. Last game for the Spurs. They want to turn it around after the loss to the Atlanta Hawks.
They had major problems at the charity stripe in that game. It was interesting. They just could not make free throws.
Yeah, and that's frustrating to watch, especially on the road where your opportunities at the line tend to be a little more sparse than when you're at home. Boy, you've got to cash in on it.
LeBron shot is off.
Typically, guys, he has the body control to finish when he's in that tight. I'm not sure what happened there.
And Parker, here we go. Duncan can't get it to go. Some solid defense from Bosch. To the paint. And there's Dwayne Wade on the assist by LeBron. LeBron's got 3 assists now in this one. Parker kicks to Duncan. Haslam on him. San Antonio again missing.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those. Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
Outside Leonard feeds to Duncan. Corner shot, and he hits the jump shot. Duncan's got 7 points in the game. Here's Bosch. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Lakers.
And his work on the glass, certainly noteworthy. He contributed in a number of ways.
From half court, the shot no good. And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Heat lead by 16. We'll have the start of the third quarter for you shortly. But first, it's the Sprint Halftime Show with Damon Bruce.
Now, presented by Sprint.
Damon Bruce here. Welcome to halftime. So far, a lopsided game out at American Airlines Arena. Heat came out like they had something to prove. A dramatic advantage in the paint. They're getting right in close and converting the kind of buckets they want. And LeBron is absolutely dominating. Seems like everything's falling for him. Not sure if he even knows how to miss. For the Spurs, though, they've looked out of sync. Hard to find a lot to like about their performance so far. They'll need to pay much better attention in the second half to the details. The details. Tony Parker has the team high in scoring. He's got 8 points, and he's been able to provide some nice assists as well. And that's it for now. Thanks for stopping in with us. It's time to head back to Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, who are all ready with the call in the second half.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And we welcome you back as we continue with the second half of tonight's game between the San Antonio Spurs and the Miami Heat.
The top two teams in the league, Kevin, picking up right where they left off in the final.
Spurs trail by 16.
And you guys, you go back to free agency. I mean, the questions around LeBron's future, I think for the fans, especially to have a player whose legacy is really tied to one team. You talk about Magic, Johnson, Larry Bird, Bill Russell. That image pops into your head a little bit. Throw down.
Oh, man, that was unreal.
Mark it up.
The rim rattler.
Just a remarkable jam. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now.
Yeah, that is Showtime stuff right there. Major highlight reel material.
Stolen by Chalmers. And the dunk to finish it off. Beauty.
Boy, the kind of moments you love to see. Excellent defense leading to a dunk at the other end.
Clark, you got to marvel at the transition game when they've got it clicking. It's really explosive.
High octane for sure.
Oof. Yeah, turning defensive pressure into offensive opportunities. That's what it's all about.
And then Wade slams it in.
This has been a one-sided game in just about every area. The lead continues to grow.
Absolutely. Their offense and their D have been equal parts outstanding.
Little over a minute gone here in the second half. Green dishes to Parker. They're off the pick from Splitter. Off the pick. San Antonio again missing.
And they've missed the first 3 shots of the third quarter. They're scoring well. They're really executing and building on this lead.
Gradually adding to the lead, I like it. I mean, they continue to work well offensively. They should be in good shape going forward.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
Well, they're getting way too many easy shots in the paint. So this timeout is specifically for that reason. You got to tighten up the defense and start to make it harder for that offensive team.
I know it's easier said than done, but right now it just doesn't seem like the necessary effort is there.
It's Parker with the drive. Splitter passes to Parker. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Beautiful finger roll to cap the head drive off. He knows how to finish with some flair and flavor, guys.
This will be his 3rd free throw shot of the game.
Well, he's become one of the most dependable free throw shooters around, about 82% on the year.
Guys, he's slightly fallen off his pace from a year ago at the line. And those points from the stripe have been a little harder to come by.
He dishes it to Duncan. The feed now to Splitter. Rebound by Mario Chalmers.
With the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right.
Look out.
I love the flow that they've been playing with offensively tonight. This is an impressive performance.
Well, and that lead they have just continues to grow and grow.
Duncan kicks to Parker. From 11 feet away, here's Duncan, and a good offensive board, and he gets the bucket. Duncan's got 9.
Guys, he's actually indefatigable. He never gives in, never gives up on a play, and that's what it takes to be a great offensive rebounder. You've got to be relentless.
Gets the bucket. 17 points for Dwayne Wade.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
Yeah, I think that's what's keyed this run, Clark, because they're keeping the ball moving. Defense hasn't been able to set up.
Parker kicks to Duncan. Gets it to go. He's got 11.
The 2 points are pretty much a lock when they're able to get the ball into that position inside.
Wade. Oh, tried to dunk it home, but drew the foul. It'll go to the line. It's on Kawhi Leonard.
We've seen D. Wade getting it done. He has 17 points, and from long range, he's hit 1 3-pointer.
Yeah, and you'd expect by the end of this game, I'm sure the numbers are going to look even better.
And the Heat making a change here. Anderson's checked in. Parker dishes to Leonard. He kicks it to Splitter. Pass to Parker. 6 to shoot. And Duncan gets double teamed. Parker unloads. Splitter passes to Green. It's Parker with the drive. Open shot by Duncan. And it's good on the assist by Parker. Parker's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. And Chalmers kicks to LeBron. And the layup's good off the glass. LeBron's got 5 points now this quarter.
His shooting's been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons his team is up in this game.
Parker dishes to Duncan. Rebound by Mario Chalmers. Chalmers has got his 3rd rebound on the night.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that goal.
Very steady work they've been doing on the interior, no question. And that's, I think, the main reason they have this lead. Good job there recognizing the mismatch and then just going straight up with the shot. He's got a major height advantage.
Leonard, the pass to Green. Goes up on the wing, and he hits the jump shot. And Miami calls their first time out of the game.
You know, he wants to tinker a little bit, and he's taking the time to do so right here.
Yeah, I think you're right. He just didn't like some of the things he saw out there, a bit uncomfortable, and wanted to talk it over.
Boris Diaz checked in for the Spurs. And Chalmers kicks to Wade. Wade, right side. Chalmers, covered by Parker. Haslam, a screen on Parker. LeBron outside. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. LeBron's got 28 points for the game.
That's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle much more effectively.
Yeah, and until they do, the problems inside are only going to get worse.
Parker against Chalmers. And Parker, here we go. Looking to get it going. Rejected by Chalmers. And it's out of bounds. The Spurs able to retain possession here. Chris Bosh is checked in for Chris Anderson. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Miami's gone 6 of 8 on 3-pointers in the game, an outstanding 75% mark. LeBron with it. Leonard picks him up. LeBron kicks to Haslam. Chalmers. And Bosh backs down. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. He'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots at the game right here.
Well, he's right there at about 71% from the line this season. Probably somewhere below where he'd like to be.
And I don't think there's any question about it, guys. He's got to bring that percentage up. I mean, those are the kind of free throw numbers that will get you in a coach's doghouse and get your teammates a little mad at you.
And it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way. Chalmers against Parker. Back to Bosh. And that comes off the assist by Mario Chalmers. And it's 9 points for Chris Bosh.
Well, the pick worked really well there. Nice job taking it right to the 10 for the layup.
Again, the miss by the Spurs. And at the end of the 3rd quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. It's the Heat just...
Coming up this Saturday night, February 1st.
The fourth quarter just moments away now as we welcome you back to Miami, Florida, and our matchup between the Spurs and the Heat.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for, the focus squarely on the court where it belongs.
A moment now to reset the lineups, brought to us by Gatorade, all fueled up here for the fourth quarter. On the court for the Heat, Chris Anderson out there with Shane Battier. Then it's Norris Cole. Then it's Oden. And it's Allen in at the 2 spot. Ginobili off a pick from Diaw. Ginobili dishes to Diaw. And Bellinelli kicks to Ginobili. They get the rebound. Bonner's shot good. Bonner's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Spurs. The dish to Allen. Good on the triple.
Well, Allen is the all-time leader in three-pointers made, past Reggie Miller a couple of years ago. So obviously you have to worry about him out there. But what makes Allen so good is that he can also put the ball on the floor, get into the paint, and score at that mid-range area as well.
And he really has a fondness for those corners. I mean, you just can't help off of him. Too much of a threat from out there. You've got to stay connected to him.
And a moment to check out Miami and who they've got coming up. The Oklahoma City Thunder will be in town for the next one. And that game closes out the 4-game homestand for them.
Tell you what, there'll be a lot of focus on that Oklahoma City contest.
Tim Duncan, he's checked in for Boris Diaw. And both free throws good for Anderson. We've played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. Joseph, the pass to Ginobili. Gets it to go. And that's 15 points for Tim Duncan.
Intelligent passing there to make that hoop possible.
And Cole kicks to Allen. Shot is off. And San Antonio will go the other way with it. Their next game is at the Rockets Arena in Houston for a game with the Rockets. That'll be the last game of their very short 3-game road tour. Spurs working the ball around now. Ginobili. But they'll get another chance. Bonner dishes to Duncan. And that basket is going to count. Goaltending, the official call.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
And the crowd immediately letting the officials have it after that whistle.
A very unpopular call there.
LeBron, he's checked in for the Heat. Allen, Bellinelli is covering. Cole, the pass to Oden. And the shot is good. So it's San Antonio now. Joseph with the ball. Ginobili with the ball. Picked up by Battier. No good from Duncan.
Defender was in his jersey that time, Steve.
And it rattled him. He clearly was not comfortable at all on the release.
What a game for LeBron. 28 points, and he's drained 3 3-point bombs so far.
I'll tell you what, he should not hesitate to keep firing from out there because he's got the touch tonight.
You know, they've really improved at the line from the first half. Things have gotten a lot better. They've gotten there a good number of times, and they've converted a high percentage of it.
Chris Bosh has checked in for Greg Oden. Bonner, that's a 2-pointer. It's hauled in by the Heat. Battier's got his 5th rebound in this one. And LeBron with the basket, the assist by Battier. That's now 32 points for LeBron. Spurs have gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. Bonner kicks to Joseph. Duncan, he's up against Bosh. Pass to Joseph. Dishes it to Bellinelli. Ginobili, the pass to Bellinelli. Buries it from 3-point range.
You can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
The Heat have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Bosh sets the pick for LeBron. And the Heat get another bucket right there.
What a top-notch game he's having. He's gotten them in front, and it sure seemed like he's going to keep them there. All by himself, it looks like.
And Bellinelli kicks to Ginobili. Passes it to Bonner. Working on James. Clock at 6. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. Outside, Bellinelli. Miami grabs the miss. Battier kicks to Allen. His 3-pointers off the mark.
You know, even though he missed that 3-point shot, I think the defense has to do a better job of challenging the shot.
Yeah, because you know if you continue to give up open looks like that, you're in big trouble.
Miami's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. James lays it up and in on the nice reverse. LeBron's got 15 points here in the second half. And that'll be San Antonio as it goes out of bounds. Spurs retain possession. Kawhi Leonard is checked in for the Spurs. DeColo comes in for Marco Bellinelli. Joseph with the ball, and Allen picks him up defensively. Stolen by Allen, and now it's Allen running. He can go all the way. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Heat.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
And they're also really getting out in transition and scoring some hoops in the fast break tonight. He was right there, but the defensive pressure forced that miss.
Well contested. That really made it a tough shot.
LeBron's shot is good.
And tack on a few more points to the lead. Why not? I suppose this is an emphatic showing for this club.
And, Steve, they did it in style. A beat down the entire way.
Cole's shot is good.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Now, you got to make a defensive adjustment here, Clark. Time to collapse inside, force the ball back out in the perimeter, make them beat you from long range.
DeColo dishes to Duncan. Deflected. Nice touch on the shot from close range.
Very high-quality shot. Can't get enough of those.
Haslam, a screen on Leonard. He feeds it to Allen. And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession. And some changes here for the Spurs. Boris Diaz checked in for Duncan. And it's Mills in for Corey Joseph. LeBron, no luck. Spurs have gone 6 of 13, so just above 46% on their field goal attempts here in the quarter. Here's Mills, and it's blocked by Haslam. LeBron drives in. Can't get it to go. Solid defense there from Leonard. San Antonio's gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. Off the mark with the little step back, Johnny. LeBron James on the wing, covered by Mills. That drops.
We're going to walk out of here with a win and send this crowd home happy.
A very solid performance in a lot of areas for them.
He passes to DeColo. Leonard with a screen on Allen. From deep three-point range, and the miss. And so Miami takes this one by a big margin.
Well, I think they knew the Spurs would be motivated in this one. They did a great job of matching that intensity.
Yeah, it's always a big game whenever these two teams face off, but with the finals still fresh in their memory, you know this game had it added importance.
That's a good point, guys. Well, that'll do it. Thanks for joining us for a terrific rematch of last year's NBA Finals. And for Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan.
For this game